When I started this Dr. Know-It-All YouTube channel almost 5 years ago, wow, nobody watched, so I just had fun and made the videos that I wanted to make. The whole point of the channel was that I wanted to talk about anything and everything that I wanted to, and that's why the tongue-in-cheek name Dr. Know-It-All in the first place. And for a little over a year, that's exactly what I did, and nobody watched. But then the channel actually started to get some traction, particularly on Tesla topics, and people started to watch me, and that was super amazing and energizing, and I really enjoyed doing it. But then slowly over time, the golden handcuffs formed, and now, quite frankly, I'm tired. Hey y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All. This is obviously not one of my normal videos, so please feel free to skip this if you don't feel like it. Also, this video has been a long time coming. I've really struggled with whether to do it and how to do it, but I felt like I needed to get this stuff off my chest, and I'm hoping that some of you at least might want to hear what I have to say. So real quick, I want to be respectful of your time today. I've got notes over here, so if you see me looking off to the side, that's what I'm doing. I didn't write them all out, but they're bullet points just so I can keep on track here and not wander around as I am wont to do. Anyway, the first thing I want to say is that it's no surprise, and I'm sure you've probably seen things like this if you've watched a lot of YouTube, but YouTube tends to burn out a lot of the creators that generate content for it. And as might or might not surprise you, this has actually happened to me in the last 6 months. I've had more and more wait for each video to please the YouTube algorithm gods, whatever they are. None of us can figure out exactly what they are. There's been more and more external pressure to get certain numbers of views to make advertisers happy, and there's less and less making videos about what I wanted to talk about, all of which is not a good situation, obviously. So all of this came to a head in mid-May, around May 15th, when I did a video on ChatGPT that was actually super popular. It got about 150,000 views and I think 1,000 or 1,200 new subscribers. But the problem is, for whatever reason, that completely broke the YouTube algorithm. And ever since then, I've had very little traction. Hardly anybody watches my videos. It's kind of crazy. And I actually lose subscribers more than I gain them now, which is kind of nuts. So what's going on with that? Well, a little behind the scenes baseball here. The YouTube algorithm is something that no one really understands, including employees of YouTube. I've actually reached out to them and asked. They don't know what's going on. They're just like, just wait it out. Eventually things will get fixed. And the YouTube algorithm is kind of a living entity. It's something that they're always tweaking, and a change that happens could have no impact on you as a creator or a viewer, or it might have a massive impact on you as a creator or viewer. I know this spring there was a push in the algorithm to try to get very, very small channels a boost, and obviously large channels get the views that they get, so I may have unwittingly gotten caught in the middle with 80,000+ subscribers. I'm just kind of in that no man's land between being a very, very small channel like 5,000 subscribers and being a big channel that has over 100,000. And then finally, YouTube is effectively a creator monopoly. I know that you can serve videos on X, but they don't do very well. I mean, they get very, very poorly served. They get very few views. They get very little monetization. So basically, there's no competition for YouTube out there if you want to create content and actually make money in the long form space. Obviously, if you want to do 30-second videos, you go on TikTok or Instagram Reels or something. But if you want to do longer videos, YouTube is the only game in town. As my wife Misinformation has said many times to me, you live on borrowed land when you create for a platform like YouTube. And if they decide to change things or take away that land, then there's nothing you can do about it. And that's really the truth. So anyway, come late May, early June, etc., I had all of these external pressures to continue to do well, but suddenly my views were collapsing. They collapsed about 5 to 6x. So if I was getting 5,000 or 6,000 views on a video before, I was only getting 1,000 views afterwards, and that still continues to this day. And yet all of the external pressures and of course the internal pressures on me feeling like I was succeeding were continuing, so I kind of freaked out in the month of June and had a real crisis. So by mid to late June, I didn't know if I even wanted to continue the Dr. Know-It-All channel at all anymore. That's how bad it got. Now, as you may know, we spent the month of July in California visiting my brother, visiting California, going to the X takeover at the end of the month. I used that month as kind of a reset. I got out from under some contractual pressures. I reassessed whether this was worthwhile to me and asked myself the question, could I make this fun and a passion project again, or should I move on to something else? Now, to be clear, I have the good fortune that many YouTube content creators do not have, and that is that I have other jobs that earn me money and everything. This is not my primary job, so that's really, really fortunate. I can kind of take a month and reassess and everything. I work, 40 plus hours. In fact, sometimes I work 60-hour plus weeks. I've just been working for my company for about 3 or 4 hours this afternoon before I came and filmed this. So, I put in the hours on other things. And as it turns out, my other work has been particularly busy this summer as I have a large grant and a contract for my company. And now school is starting back up again at UGA. So I am very busy with that as well. So I have other things to keep me occupied. This is not the sole focus of my life. And that's a good thing because it gives me some perspective. So the original goal of this channel, of course, was for me to be able to talk about what I wanted to talk about, but also that it would hopefully make enough money that it would pay for anything I did related to the channel, like travel or purchasing equipment and things like that. And it actually did that. And then it grew to be substantially more than that. And of course, that's really nice when suddenly you're looking at a reasonable amount of money every month. You're like, wow, this is really cool. I can actually do things I didn't expect I would be able to do. So of course, when things kind of collapsed a couple of months ago, I went from making any kind of profit to actually being a slight loss between travel that cost quite a bit of money and purchasing equipment for the channel and things like that. I actually probably lose money every month now instead of making money, which again makes it a real question of whether it's worthwhile to continue doing this because it's actually a loss leader. But I have to go back to my roots again. I started this channel in October of 2019, pre-COVID, if you can remember that, and I made $0 for over a year on this channel. So it was absolutely a loss leader and a labor of love at that point. It has always been a slow grind. I've never had, 10,000 subscribers in a week or something like that. It's just been a couple. So it's been that kind of a slow grind sort of channel. It's never grown quickly, and that's okay. I can just move forward one step at a time and I don't have to worry about it too much. So I've decided that since mostly only you, my most faithful viewers, are still watching anymore, I'm going to go back to the early days, and you may have noticed this recently in my videos, when basically nobody watched. And what I'm doing now is making content on what I want to make content on, and hopefully what you want to watch, rather than what I think the algorithm gods want. As it's been kind of a rough summer for Tesla as well as me, they've been less in the news lately, and frankly, they're less interesting to me aside from the AI play, which is huge. I'm not feeling pressured to do Tesla-centric videos all the time, when a lot of times I want to talk about AI in general and robotics in particular, and honestly just talk to an astronaut if I want to talk to an astronaut. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. I talked to Kid Poteet for an hour. It was a really cool video. So on the AI front, I'm taking cues from Matthew Berman, Wes Roth, and David Shapiro in particular, and both testing specific AIs and large language models and stuff like that, but also talking about the big picture of how AI is and will change society at large. And hopefully that is a topic that most of you are interested in, and not just Tesla information. And of course, as I'm able to interview interesting people like Kid Poteet, I will continue to do that. So in short, I'm going to keep doing the channel, and I'm going to focus more on broad AI and technology related topics rather than feeling like I have to focus solely on Tesla. At least for now. I reserve the right to change my mind at any point in the future. So, that's part of the ride, coming along with an ADD content creator. Tired or not, I love to create content for all of you and hopefully entertain and educate you a little bit. And I enjoy our community as well, and I hope you do too. So what can you do? Well, first and foremost, just watch my videos. You may have to actually go and search for Dr. Know-It-All from time to time, because for whatever reason, they're only showing my videos sometimes to 5 or 10,000 people. If I get a 10% click-through rate, that only generates like 1,000 views or something. So if you're not seeing my videos, maybe search for them once a week and then, give the videos a watch as you have a chance. Second of all, if you can like the videos, and especially if you can comment on the videos, that is a huge boost to the YouTube algorithm. It will be much, much happier if people, hit the little thumbs up button and actually comment on things. Even if you say you hate the video, it doesn't really matter. It actually drives views towards it and makes the YouTube algorithm happy. So like it or hate it, leaving comments is a great way to help boost views. Third, if you really, really want to help me out, simply subscribe to the channel. And by the way, check and look if you're actually still subscribed, if you already subscribed, because YouTube does this thing all the time where they actually remove subscribers that are actually subscribed, and suddenly you're not subscribed to a channel anymore. I've had that as a viewer of other people's channels. I've been like, hey, why am I suddenly unsubscribed? So anyway, check to see if you're subscribed. If you have never subscribed before, if you can do that for me, that would be lovely. I really do appreciate it. I have a goal of trying to get to 100,000 subscribers one of these days. I'm speculating here, but I think hitting 100,000 is a really big deal for YouTube. Not only do they send you the little plaque, and I've got a spot, reserved for it over there, but I think what happens at that point is that they're like, hey, this channel is a real channel. We're going to push it. I watched Ellie in Space. She crossed 100,000, and then all of a sudden she's up to 135,000 subscribers. So it's a big deal deal hitting that 100,000 mark. So, if you feel like helping out a lot, subscribing is a huge way to boost the channel. So thank you if you want to do that. It doesn't cost you anything except for just a couple of seconds to hit the little subscribe button. And then finally, if you really want to go above and beyond, you can join Patreon or the YouTube channel or find other ways of financially helping out the channel. I would definitely appreciate that. I'm not going to say no. I mean, this does take a lot of work and everything. And so that's cool, but only do that if you are in a financial situation where it makes sense and you wish to help. I'm not going to ask you to do that, of course, because I don't want you to feel like you have to spend money on me. I'm just a random dude on the internet. So, spend the money on the important things first. But if you have some left over and you want to send some my way, that would be lovely as well. So in the end, thank you so much for watching this weird video. Let me know what you think about all of this. I love making videos for all of you, and I really do want to continue doing that. I really look forward to another 5 years of creating these videos for all of you, and I hope you enjoy watching them for the next 5 years. And maybe in 2029, we'll revisit this again and we'll see where the channel is at that point and whether I want to keep doing it then. In the meantime, I will see you back in the next video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.